Hello, I'm Will, I'm the baldbookgeek. This is just a short one about a writer. His name is Joseph Knox. He has written 2 novels, Sirens, which came out, I think, last year, or quite the year before, 2017, and his newest book, The Smiling Man, which is not out in the US. This has just come out to America. So I want to just talk about this guy. He is a phenomenal crime writer, a real talent. To write crime, to write convincing, thought-provoking crime novels is a talent that very few have, and I would quite happily put on those 2 books alone his work next to Ian Rankin and say, read him. I'm not going to give the stories away in these, because if I say too much it will ruin the whole thing. But the main character is one of the most dysfunctional people you will ever read. His name is Aiden. In the first book he has drink and drug problems and other issues, and he's thrown into this situation which he has no choice in being there. The second book does things slightly differently, and I love that. I love the change. But actually the second book, The Smiling Man, is far darker. Far darker than Sirens. Just to me anyway, I don't know if that's intentional or not. This is the thing about Joseph Knox. As a writer, he can pull you in. He knows Manchester. You feel like you are breathing the air that these characters are breathing. You get pulled in to their just frame of mind, the psychology, the crime, the criminals. It's a fascinating way to read a book. He is definitely one of those people that I will buy firsthand. When I heard The Smiling Man was coming out, I was like, I need to read this. I was fortunate enough to meet Joseph Knox at the Derby Book Festival. And I had to buy another edition of Sirens, and I got it signed. Well, this is the funny story. It was a Kindle accident. I was on my Amazon page, and I was looking at books, and instead of clicking the sample, I downloaded the whole book. And I read it, and I thought, oh, I'm very mixed with crime. But I ended up reading it and I didn't put it down. And I was annoyed when my battery on my Kindle ran out, because I was like 10 pages away from the end and I had to charge my Kindle and go back to reading it. Went to the Derby Book Festival. That was brilliant. And had the great pleasure of meeting him, hearing him speak, hear him talk about these characters and the world and the setup. Is fascinating. I love hearing writers speak, and he's definitely one. If he's ever doing any talks or something, do check him out. So for the Americans, Sirens is out, and coming out. Do check that out. The Smiling Man, signed first edition from Waterstones, I might add. Thank you, Waterstones, Barry Stedman's. Is phenomenal. He is one of those writers where you can just get lost in his work, like I said, and I'm going to repeat myself with that. He's strong, he's brave, he's bold. Do check out his work, because I think this is the thing. I read this in 2 days. I read this originally in a day, and I've reread it. And the Waterstones also has the exclusive short story. I don't know how the Americans will get that one. But he is definitely one of those great talents, especially in crime fiction. Do check out his books. I'm going to put links to his books in the doobly-doo. So if you're interested, do check them out.